are listening Radio MITWS India.
Hello everyone, my name is Yodesh Balaine. I am an engineer and a salesman by profession with over 30 years of work experience behind me. Half of it was spent in the government and the other half in a private company. I love doing research, so last couple of years have gone into that. I am currently busy writing few non-fiction books and building some business assets that I think will add value to people in general. The books I am writing cover a wide range of topics, including history, self-development, and entrepreneurship. The topic which I have chosen to speak on today is something that is very likely to resonate with the audience as it has become the need of the hour. Incidentally, it also happens to be the topic of one of my books, Live Outside the Box, The Power of Voluntary Collaboration. So allow me to quote the first line of the proposed book. Quote, "Since ages, we are somehow fascinated by control and obsessed with putting people in boxes to limit their options. We do it in the beginning. What is the natural course of the end?" Unquote. At any given time, all of us are occupied in improving ourselves. At least that is the way we like to think so. Sometimes we hitch a ride or team up with others to reach where we want to go, which means when we join a company or when we become partners and start doing something on our own. So this is fine, but it seems abundance has remained elusive from the grasp of the common man since ages in India. Now it is completely a different history and chain of events than ours to organically trigger an abundance ecosystem for the common man at large scale, that is at the national level. So which means that you need a completely different history and chain of events to trigger an organic abundance ecosystem, which has not happened with India, but which has happened in other countries like America. But we'll not discuss much into that. But what we can do here is we can replicate the hard-fought learnings. It may be possible to recreate the abundance model on a small scale to start with. But before we understand the abundance model, let's understand the scarcity model with an example. I'm sure we all have been to a circus. The circus is a classic example of end-of-the-rope scarcity model, where the participants agree to take the shape of the container they are offered and dance to the tune of the ringmaster to avoid being stepped on. So those who have worked will relate to this very easily, because what happens is we have to all follow the chain of command, and there's hardly any scope for individual ingenuity or individual exploration or ideas that you can float. So it's all from top down. Okay, so but over a period of time you can start seeing fatigue and disdain for the act after being continuously stepped on. So that's what happens. A lot of people feel let down over the ages, and they don't have anything in their own hands. They feel they have been doing something for the companies, big companies, corporates, and they themselves don't have any business asset to rely on. And that's a problem. Well, these participants then decide to move on and create something of their own. But most of them end up creating the same circus which they despise so much, hoping they would make a better ringmaster. So it's the same top-down approach they take and ultimately land themselves in trouble. Well, the story can go on and on, but however good the ringmaster may be, sooner or later the circus will fold up like a tent. So how do we do it like a pro? Well, we probably need to learn to work with volunteers, if there are any out there, or we need to create them. But first let me box those who prefer the box. Volunteering is not for desperate people and organizations. Volunteering needs no formal agreements and controls. Volunteering needs no formal education or CV hassle. Volunteering doesn't start with perfection. And for those who revel in exploring uncharted waters, I would say, those who really want to go into volunteering, I would say, don't lean too much too soon. Start small. That means don't depend on other people so much. Give them, volunteer a little bit and then see how it goes. Don't dictate. And for those who are, asking for volunteers, don't dictate. Just let people do the way they want to do, because that's how volunteering works. Do it for free. Don't expect anything in the beginning, but otherwise, because the abundance model kicks in when people, processes and products go through natural evolution, fit in snugly. So eventually you will have a better understanding with each other, and there is nothing better than a volunteer. So there's nobody else can create a better value than a volunteer. So do more for free for people. Do more for people. Don't forget to say heartfelt thank you both ways. Even if it doesn't meet your needs or standards, it eventually will, because that's how it works. It starts small and then it slowly fits in. That said, a lot of people confuse charity and volunteering, and that will be the subject of my next talk. Thank you.